So let's just jump right in. Welcome to today's deep dive, where our mission is to unpack a really fascinating case study using a massive stack of Google Analytics 4 and Google Search data.
Yeah, a huge stack of data from a Virginia Toyota dealership, actually.
Right, and we are looking at a full 2-year window here, so from June 2024 all the way to July 2026.
Exactly.
And really, if you have ever felt totally overwhelmed by those massive data dashboards, you know, staring at a giant spike in visitors that just doesn't turn into actual revenue, this deep dive is absolutely for you.
Oh, without a doubt. I mean, we are going to show you exactly why raw traffic numbers can be completely deceiving.
So true. We are looking past the flashy metrics to find out what actually drives sales and how one specific vendor basically cracked the code on finding high-intent buyers.
Yeah, and it really starts with a classic digital marketing trap. So when you open that overall traffic report for this dealership, the giant platforms, your Googles, your Facebooks, they are just flooding the site with visitors.
Right, which is exactly what you expect to see.
Exactly. The natural assumption is to just assign the most value to whoever brings the biggest crowd. But peeling back the layers of this specific data set reveals a pretty massive blind spot.
Yeah, because I'm looking at this sheet, and there is a vendor called dealerleads.com sitting way down in 4th place for total traffic.
Yep, fourth place.
So by conventional logic, you'd probably just ignore them entirely, right? Like you'd focus on optimizing the top 3. Why are we dedicating an entire deep dive to the bronze medal runner-up?
Well, because when you filter that exact same dashboard for key events, I mean, the specific actions that actually put cash in the dealership's register, the entire board just completely flips upside down.
Wait, flips. How much?
A lot. Despite dragging behind in raw visits, that fourth place vendor is actually the #1 driver of actual conversions across the entire dealership.
Okay, wait, first in conversions, the volume discrepancy there is huge. Let me just look at the exact numbers here. Okay, so they brought in 1,066 new car lead submissions.
Yeah, which is almost 13% of the total leads.
Just from a 4th-tier traffic source. That is wild.
The used car side is even more aggressive, honestly. They brought in 1,775 submissions. But the metric that really exposes the value here is the direct phone calls.
Oh, wow, yeah, I see that. It says 995 direct phone calls.
Yep. Almost 1,000 calls originating from this single vendor, and that accounts for nearly 30% of the dealership's entire phone call volume over those 2 years.
Okay, I mean, let's unpack this for a second. It's basically like throwing a massive party where hundreds of people show up, but nobody brings a gift.
Right, exactly.
Versus having this tiny VIP dinner where every single guest brings a super expensive bottle of wine.
That's a great way to look at it.
But my question is, why is the intent so much higher with this one vendor? Like, what are they actually doing differently to filter out the window shoppers and capture people ready to buy a car today?
Well, the Google search screenshots we pulled really outline the mechanism here. They aren't just buying broad, generic ads. They are engineering intent by aggressively targeting ultra-specific search queries. So we see them ranking organically at the absolute top for phrases like Toyota dealer SEO and Toyota website SEO.
Wait, hold on. Those sound like B2B marketing terms, right?
Yeah.
How does ranking for dealer SEO translate to a retail customer trying to buy a RAV4? I'm missing the link there.
It is really about establishing immense domain authority. By dominating the structural, technical side of automotive search, Google trusts them completely.
Ah, okay.
And then they leverage that authority into the actual conversion engine, which is voice search. The data shows them completely owning the query voice search SEO for dealers.
Right.
But more importantly, they aren't just a blue link on a page. They are being pulled directly into Google's AI overviews.
Okay, here is where it gets really interesting to me.
Mm-hmm.
Are you saying that because they have optimized so heavily for these conversational AI-driven queries, they're basically catching customers who are literally speaking their exact needs right into their phones?
Yes, absolutely.
Like
Yeah.
someone sitting in traffic saying, hey, where can I test drive a used Tacoma near me right now?
That is the exact mechanism. When someone types Toyota into a laptop, they might just be looking at pictures. It's low intent.
Right.
But when someone speaks a full sentence into their phone, they're usually trying to solve an immediate problem. They want directions or a phone number, or they want to see inventory today.
That makes total sense.
Yeah, voice search naturally filters for high-intent action. So by being the cited source in those AI summaries, they bypass the traditional search page entirely and go straight to the buyer's ear.
Wow. So for you listening, if you are pulling your hair out over your own analytics, this is your sign to really stop worshiping raw click volume. The data makes it incredibly clear. Casting a massive net just catches a lot of garbage.
Exactly. Targeting those conversational, high-intent queries is what brings in the actual buyers. The era of obsessing over basic page views is just over.
Right, you have to evaluate the conversion rate of the traffic, not just the sheer size of the crowd.
Yeah.
Which leaves us with a pretty massive question to chew on. If voice queries and AI-generated overviews are already quietly hijacking the most valuable, highest converting buyers for a local car lot, how much longer will traditional web browsing even matter?